Oh snap! Check out the countdown. Oh snap! That means ropes is going down. Let's get it! Who says skating and wrestling isn't fun? Well, Off the Top Rope will let you know it is because of Wednesday night's guest, Kelsey Magnolia. She's been skating her way into promotions like American Wrestling Federation and 3X Wrestling. She's live on the ropes this Wednesday night to talk it up with your boy, Ty Asbury. And hey, promotions. If she skates your way, I'd be scared. I'd be really scared.
The Ropes Media. The Ropes Media. Tyrone Asbury. Yeah. Tyrone Asbury. Yeah. Every chance you get to hear us, you clear us. It's the time on the radio.
It is Wednesday night. You know what's going down. Of course, I'm your boy Ty Asbury. Off the Top Rope is back tonight. I'm gonna say this right now. If there was pretty much a song that I would create saying, if I can give it my all, putting in the hard work, hey, I would write this song about this lady because she is doing big things in wrestling. Kelsey Magnolia. She is joining me tonight on the ropes, Mid States Wrestling, of course. Like I said, 3X Wrestling. Kelsey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. What an intro. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, Kelsey, I got to say first and foremost, the first thing I wanted to ask you first and foremost is because how do you make your own gear? Because it's like when I first saw you make your own gear, like I would have like freaking pins on my fingers, like this is this right measurement. Like, girl, how do you do it? Like, tell everybody, like,
Well,
how do you do it?
that's a great question. I'm not quite sure how I do it either. I mean, I didn't set out to make my own gear. I had deposits out with a couple other people and they just got too busy, so I got my money back and I was just like, well, let's give it a try myself. I'd had a sewing machine before. I was kind of knew how to sew a little bit. Through another odd job I had acquired a serger, like an overlocker machine for a decent price. So that was like really pushed me to be like, maybe I can do, performance gear that holds up well. So it's kind of something I just fell into, but I have I guess some might call me a perfectionist. So I have really high standards for the stuff I make, but it's turned out pretty well so far. So yeah, I'm happy with it. It's been fun too. I love getting my creativity out in many ways. So
Nice. Girl, like I said, you got my vote on being, like I said, the next perfectionist, which you are, and making pro wrestling gear, and it is really cool. When I first saw that, I was like, she got it going on because, like I said, when it's all said and done, and you retire, you could start your own business. I mean, and think about Kelsey. How many people have come up to you and saying, "Kelsey, you help me make this," and you're probably, well, I'm busy. I know you're busy. I mean, you're
too
you're
many,
busy.
too many people, man. One of those shows I worked on recently for 3XW at Woolies, I was a little bombarded by people backstage by it. I was like, guys, yes, I will get to it eventually. Like, I definitely want to focus. I mean, I work a full-time job. I wrestle almost every weekend, usually every weekend, and I try to make my gear on top of that. So I don't exactly have the most free time. So I would like to transition into making gear full time eventually at some point in time, like make that my day job, but got a ways to go before I can get there.
Well, you're on your way there. And I want to say this first and foremost, and I don't say this a lot on the show because I know a lot of wrestlers are in this situation where you work a full time job and a wrestler may be a weekday and on the weekends. And I got to give you my respects that you do that is working a full time job, which I know you're tired because you probably get home during the week. You're like, well, I got this match coming up, got to travel on the weekends. So much respects in what you do.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I really wanted to point that out. And I got to ask you first.
Oh no, did we lose it? Oh no.
Here on there I am. So hopefully we can get Kelsey back. So
There we go. We're back.
hopefully we can there we go. I can see you.
Got you down.
But there we go. So but I want to ask you, so how are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great. I've actually got the next 2 weekends off of wrestling, which is rare. And part of me is like, I already miss it already. Like, I'm not getting ready for the weekend, but I'm very excited for having a little time off. This weekend coming up, I'm just taking it easy. And then my little sister has a baby shower the next weekend. So that's exciting. Lots of exciting things going on. It's hotter than heck here today. I assume
Oh yeah.
everywhere.
Oh yeah. And to like, I mean, it's you said a really cool thing that you have some time off. And did you know there's a point in time where wrestling is the grind on your body where you knew I got to take some time off? Like when was there an event that could have been like a month ago or 2 months ago where it's catching up? I got to take some time off.
Nothing in particular. I mean, my last match I had with Tootie Lynn Ramsey, she kind of kicked the crap out of me. We had a good match. We both kind of beat the hell out of each other, but I was pretty sore from that for a while. But I don't. I tend to stay away from a lot of the super crazy bumps. Like, I mean, I was a little older when I started training, and I'm try to be conscientious of not killing my body when I'm out there. So obviously things happen. You can get injured on a schoolboy, like the easiest things you can get injured on. So there's always a risk of it, but I do try to be conscious of trying to not push myself too hard and also like recover during the week while still going to the gym.
Jim. Well, yeah, and like you said, keep going to the gym, keeping a mental up here of just staying healthy, like you said, being safe and all that stuff. So too. Now, some reason why, Kelsey, I've been thinking about some reason why last night I was thinking about. I don't know why I got on the subject of definition. So it was a word last night. Me and my wife was arguing about, which brings me to ask you on the show the whole thing of definition. So I'm gonna ask you if you had to take you yourself as a wrestler, what would be a definition to describe you, the anomaly, Kelsey
Oh
Magnolia.
man, that's such a tough question. That's like um well, I kind of feel like the anomaly is a good description of how I am because I just am different. I try
Yeah,
to just do different things, different moves. I mean, making my own gear makes me stand out.
yeah,
I'm still so new in the business. Like I'm about at my 2 year match anniversary, but I still feel like that's so new and I still have so much to learn that I'm still kind of working out how I really am, like the difference between me, myself, and Kelsey Magnolia, the wrestler. I'm still kind of working that out.
Well, don't they always say that the person you are is the wrestler that stands in the ring, or that may be different with certain people. I mean, is that how it is for you? Because you seem like the type where you're just like who you are in the ring. I mean, happy go lucky, and if you got to
Yeah,
fight, yeah,
I do feel like I mean they say it's you, but you just turn it up to like 11 when you're in there, and I do kind of feel like that's that. I mean, you're able to just like let go and be more loose in wrestling. Like this my last match I had last Friday was for IPW against Heather Monroe, which she was awesome to work with. She's been in the business for a while, and it's great working with people who know what they're doing more than
totally.
I am. But I was heel that night, and I just really let loose and was just particularly crazy and mean to the kids, and it was so much fun. And it's getting easier each time to just shift into that mode of like turn it up as much as you can, and when you think it's too much, like turn it even higher.
Yeah. I'm going to tell everybody right now, whoever's watching Off the Top Rope Wednesday night right now, the mode you better turn up is watching this episode. It's like an anomaly of an episode because it's different. And my live guest tonight is Kelsey Magnolia. She is the one, the only, the anomaly in wrestling. So, like I said, if you want to ask her a question, leave it in the comment box. I'll see it. I'll read it on the air. And she'll be glad to answer. It's as simple as that. Kelsey, tell fans right now who don't know you want them to get to know you. Tell them why they should check out this episode right now because they're going to learn a lot tonight about you. Tell them why. Tell them why to come on over here tonight.
Well, you're going to learn about me, the anomaly, Kelsey Magnolia, and this is the only place you're going to learn about it. It's straight from the source, from me, and I just feel like, not to brag, but I'm a pretty interesting person, and my story in wrestling is not like the craziest, but it's fun, and I feel like in addition to being the anomaly and different, I'm kind of a throwback. I try to do sort of old school things and incorporate the Southern style. Like we'll get into it, I'm sure. Being
Okay.
trained by Dr. Tom Pritchard, like that old school Southern style is I think more people need to do it, or maybe not, because then that makes me more different still. But I'm different. I guess that's what I'm gonna say.
Speaking of Dr. Tom, Pritchard, who is a legend in this business, and I hooked you up because that's what we do on the ropes. We hook up our guests. I made this especially for you. I'm gonna say, get it, girl, because last month, June 21st, big things happened to you. You of course, got your education at this institution. So, round of applause for you. So, like, what's the feeling knowing that you went to the Jacobs Pritchard Academy? So, I made this clip for you. Hopefully, you can see it though. So how's that feel? Because it's a big it's a big place to be a part of, man. You're one of the graduates now, so congratulations on that.
Thank you. I mean, I knew when I was going to actually do wrestling and become a wrestler, I wanted to take it seriously, and it was an investment. So I went to the place that was the best. I mean, JPWA hadn't been open for too long when I went. I started in April of 2021, and I think there were maybe 4 or 5 classes before mine. I could be totally wrong about that. But I found him online, and I mean, you don't really need to research Dr. Tom too much to know his credibility. I mean, he was with WWE for all those years. His resume speaks for itself. You don't
Yeah,
need
it's
to
like,
make sure he's a credible source. Like,
yeah.
so I knew that if I was going to do it, I wanted to start at the best place that I could, and I visited before I committed to going, and I just decided to take the leap and do the insane choice of becoming a wrestler.
And Kelsey, like I said, everybody would tell you much respect to you. We say respect a lot here on Off the Top Rope because a lot of people they pretty much can't say that they took the initiative to be a pro wrestler because like it's not easy to step between those ropes and say I'm gonna do this, and you did it, and power to you. And
Yeah.
when Dr. Tom, did he ever say or give you an indication where he said, Kelsey, like that this is where you're getting it, you got it, like this is where you're shining, like did he ever say that, or he's not that kind of a teacher?
Well, I mean, I'm laughing. It took me a long time to like even get a basic bump down. I had a lot of fear and a lot of my body not wanting to do what I was trying to make it do when we started training. So it was like a 12-week program. It probably took me 6 full weeks to get like a good bump. And like we do all the same drills every day. It's 5 days a week. Wednesdays are promo days. So like it was the hardest thing I've done. I'm used to picking things up quickly. Like I have lots of interests and lots of things I like to do, and I generally pick them up pretty quickly. I lose interest quickly too. But wrestling was not that way. It was so hard. It still continues to be the hardest thing I've ever done. But I finally am getting there. But however, I knew Dr. Tom does not throw out compliments. Like he's not like
He was like,
like you're super great. That's just not how he is. He's not mean either. But I knew that he did at least believe in me when, for our graduation show, we all have a battle royal that we're all in. But then he asked if I wanted to do a singles match as well, which I didn't because I was terrified. But I did it anyways, and it's totally online. You can totally watch it, which is embarrassing. But
can you give fans like where to watch that match? We can just plug it.
If you just search for JPWA graduation Kelsey Magnolia, it's against Jen Williams, so it's on there.
And that's a really cool thing too, that he saw it in you. You graduated last month, June 21st, and here you are, and you never even look back. And I know great things are in store for you. And just keep on skating, girl, keep on plugging, because that's when Kelsey Magnolia does best. And Kelsey, I said earlier, too. A fan did want to ask you, of course. I want to ask, and they want to ask you why did they, why do you think pretty much they call you the Anomaly, or why did you come up with it yourself? I don't know if we talked about that, but it's a name I love. So Matthew, he wants to know why you.
Good question, Matthew. It is a name that I totally gave myself. I'm a really big Kiss fan, in particular Ace Frehley, like real big Ace Frehley fan. My babyface song that I come out to is "Breakout" by Ace Frehley from the album Frehley's Comet. Awesome album, awesome song. But Ace has an album called The Anomaly as well, which is one of his newer ones, but it's really good. And I'm also I've been into aliens and like stuff like that. So I was just kind of looking for a moniker, I suppose, and it's fitting as well because I'm not. I hate using that Nia Jax song, but I'm not like most girls.
Now that's the thing too. Always finding that song that fits you, and it pretty much like you wanted to really give Matthew an answer to the question he had about what song fits you. And like you said, you need that the gear, the song. At least you said you're still trying to find out who you are, but I think you're really getting there and who you are. Because I like for me doing my research for you for the show, you're just like it seems like you got that underdog. You just like come through the triumph. That's would you describe yourself as that?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I'm kind of smaller stature. I'm taller than a lot of girls in wrestling, which was surprising to me. What before I became a wrestler, I just thought I was like way too small entirely. Like I mean, I was very skinny, but I am like 5'8". I say I'm 5'10" when I wrestle, which I guess I sort of am. But I put on a lot of muscle since then. It's yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there.
Well, hey, here on Off the Top Rope, we lose train of thought. We laugh, we have fun. Hey, that's the way it goes on Off the Top Rope. And before, like I said, I want to go back to like I said, Mr. And Doctor, Tom Pritchard. When I looked at his school online, and you know a lot about this too. I really found this interesting because we are in the world of social media and it affects wrestling too. Did you utilize these resources? Because he does like online training, like e-learning, class, live stream, social media class. Did you utilize that, or you're like, nah, I have to be there because this is just not me?
I kept my I had Patreon for probably like a full year and a half after it, because when you're going in training, if you subscribe to the Patreon, like the trainings are live and they post them on Patreon, so you can go back and watch what you did from the night. All the promos are on there and everything. And I stayed subscribed for quite a while. I was trying to budget really well, and I cut a bunch of stuff out of my bills, so I don't have it anymore. But it absolutely is a great resource. I'm also in a group chat of all of the active JPWA graduates have a group chat that we're all in. That's definitely, I mean, it's more beneficial to people who live in the Tennessee area, which I wish I did, but not quite yet. I'm in Iowa for at least another year.
Yeah. Now, you wouldn't be part of the Off the Top Rope family, which you now are. So I got to ask you, Iowa, because I'm a big foodie. Who isn't? If you had to pick one of your before match or after match in Iowa, one food you love?
Well, before matches, I don't really eat much. First of all, I'm like super anxious and nervous, like every time, guaranteed. But I also don't like to eat anything past a certain time in the day just because, getting all physical out there. Some people are fine with it. I mean, my friend Judy, one time she was eating a bowl of chili like 10 minutes before we wrestled, which she's able to do. I'm not so much. But Iowa, well, my hometown is where Pasquale's Pizza is at, which if you're in the area around here, there's Pasquale's frozen pizzas in a lot of the stores, and they are the greatest. So that's my hometown of Humboldt, Iowa, which is also where Frank Gotch, the legendary wrestler is from Humboldt, my hometown.
So like I said, you got him legendary, you got yourself legendary, so it's a legendary area, so it's going to keep on us. Now, like Kelsey, like when if you say Ty, you're wrong, you're right. And I think we talked about this earlier. Now, like pretty much you can say that, like for you, is that how has wrestling helped you pretty much? I'm gonna say this. Has wrestling helped you in a way that how has it helped you as a person to get ready for like wrestling? How has wrestling helped you as a person, like to get ready for, like a match? Because I mean, it seems like wrestling, it just like transpires through you in general to get ready for the ring, outside of the ring. It's all like a cycle, if that makes sense. So how does wrestling get you ready as you as the person than for the performer?
Yeah, it is. Wrestling has changed me and the way I think in more ways than I ever thought that it would. Like, I was athletic growing up and stuff. I did sports in high school, but since graduating, I didn't do anything. And I was just kind of, living my life, whatever. And I didn't really realize that I didn't have much confidence. And then once I started wrestling and putting myself in the position of having to be in front of a crowd, having to present myself in a way as if I'm someone with confidence, has like helped me actually develop that on my own. And it hasn't been on my own. It's been with the help of a lot of people. Like, I mean, you can't do wrestling on your own. It's a contact sport. You need other people. You need trainers, friends along the way to help guide you. But just really finding that confidence in myself. And it's as many good things as it's given. It's been very difficult as well. It puts a lot of strain on relationships and jobs and everything. But I feel like the changes that it's put in my life have been leading to better things, and putting yourself in those extremely uncomfortable situations and surviving those situations just proves that you can do even tougher things, whether that's in the wrestling ring or driving by yourself 8 hours away and being in a locker room with no one you know. And so it's a lot of being scared but doing it anyways. And that's a lot of what I guess was just avoiding in an earlier part of my life. And now to just immerse myself in that, it's helped me grow a lot and has helped my brain develop, as well as probably damaging it in quite a few ways too.
Well, another thing too, it sounds like too, you're the biggest thing of all, you're entertaining the fans, putting smiles on the faces of the little kids. But you said a key thing too. It's like maybe you've never driven 8 hours before from one town to the next, and I'm sure it may have happened to you traveling, but you're by yourself, and yeah, it could be like a lot of wear and tear. You're like, man, I got to drive this town, but I think that little itch inside you hits you like, Kelsey, I do it because you love it. I mean, it's just something inside you.
Yeah, something that like, and like I said, I get so much anxiety day of show up until the second I go out. I'm like, part of me is like, I could leave right now. Yeah. Like I could go out the door, not through the curtain. I could go in my car, go home, just stop this. I don't need to do this. But then, your music hits, you go through the curtain, that adrenaline hits, and it's all worth it. It's a crazy thing to do. It makes no sense to try to describe any part of professional wrestling, but anyone who loves it like gets it. So
yeah, that's right. Like I said, hey, if you love it, go for it. And I know 3 places you love too, and I know you want to see these places. You'll be like, oh yeah, I know these places very well. So I'm a pretty much label like the clip says. Why are they a great tag team? I mean, you and these places individually are a great tag team. So of course, we all know, Kelsey, you're a star in each. Now, why so far do you think you've skated to success in each of these places? Because you know 3 of these places quite well. So.
Sure. Mid-States Wrestling was really my first wrestling home. I mean, it's somewhere where our training group got in, and we had a lot of our first matches. A lot, like we had a pretty tight group for a while, and we still do. It's just kind of don't really have a training base anymore. But Mid-States Wrestling, which runs primarily in Springfield, Missouri, and Harrison, Arkansas, is just so much fun. The fan, they sell out pretty much every single show they do, and the fans are amazing. I'm babyface there, and they love me, and I love them. And it's I was there really regularly for a long time, and I still love it. And my next match is August 12th at Mid-States in Springfield. I'm so excited to go back, and they were like my first home. And it's funny because it's like Harrison's 6 hours away, but they're an awesome promotion. And Jason Jones, Space Cowboy Jason Jones, runs it. He's amazing. Just great group of people. I've had good tag team matches with Jimmy Fiasco. We've done a lot of tag stuff together. And one of my biggest opponents there, which he's one of my big opponents most places, is Rex Amadeus. And it's just always a lot of fun. Mid-States is sellouts, great crowds, tons of fun. AWF, I have actually not wrestled for them yet. I was supposed to last Saturday.
Yeah.
And it got canceled because of weather. So that particular show has not been rescheduled yet. I am for sure going to wrestle for them all the way in December, but we are hopefully going to be able to work out some more dates before then because, yeah, I was always looking forward to wrestling, but that one, unfortunately, the weather made that one cancel. But I mean, they book a lot of the same people. I guess instead of AWF, which I'm sure is a great promotion, I just have not worked for them. Steel Domain Wrestling in Minnesota is one that I have worked for pretty regularly as well, and is one of my very favorite promotions to work for. They always bring in great talent, and the locker room is fun, and the promoter Ed treats you very well, which is high up on the list of things to make you happy as a wrestler. So Steel Domain, big shout out to them. And a lot of those Steel Domain people work for AWF as well. So a lot of the Minnesota crew is the same. I kind of have a Missouri Southern crew, a Minnesota crew, and then 3X Wrestling is actually my home promotion here in Des Moines is primarily what they run. And they are the first independent wrestling promotion that I ever went to as a fan, like 15, 16 years ago. It was an IPW or IPW 3XW. And I was a big mark for them for a lot of years. I was front row. There's lots of like pictures of me just being a dork in the crowd for 3XW shows. And now I'm wrestling for them, which is an absolute trip. I'm wrestling on shows with people that I was huge fans of watching. Like technically my second match ever was in, I think it was Mooresville, somewhere in Missouri. It's a Pony Express wrestling show in 2021. Dang it, I forgot where I was going again with this one. I'm terrible at telling stories.
You got this.
3XW. Oh yeah. Then my second match ever, Jeremy Wyatt was in the locker room, and he is just a legend in the Midwest. He is one of the best wrestlers you'll ever see anywhere. He's still wrestling now. He's so good. And he was in the locker room. I regularly work on shows with him, which is still just a trip to me. Like part of me is just like, oh, Jeremy Wyatt.
That's a really cool story how those three, and like I said, of course, American Wrestling Federation, that's coming up too. And like I said, you got a lot going on. And like I said, you got the big August show coming up, and hey girl, skate to success. That's what I'm saying too. Just keep doing what you're doing. And and those promotions, they see that you're the best, and hey, you got them promotions are the best. You're the best tag team. Makes the tag team that's the best. Yeah, that's made in heaven. Yeah, you helped me on my words there, but that's a really cool thing. But now, Kelsey, it's your first time on Off the Top Rope. So this next segment, like I said, I gotta try to stump you. So you're gonna have fun with this. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Let's go down with it.
Damn, Ty. That's good.
All right, the question is we'll roll this up here now. We'll call this skating to creativity. Now, if you can, using we all know you love the roller skates and bust them out. So create your own themed roller skate match, and who would it be against?
I have no idea why this just popped into my head. I literally don't know. But if I'm going to be on rollerblades, for some reason I pictured Artie, the strongest man in the world from Pete and Pete. I don't know if you know that character, but for some reason Artie, the strongest man in the world, is across the ring from me, also in rollerblades. So I don't know where that came from in my brain.
Well, like I said, A for here, that segment, you get an A for effort. So I definitely give that to you. So definitely for wanting to I give you A+ on that segment. So now, Kelsey, as we roll out of here on Off the Top Rope, and like I said, and I hope you had a great time here on Off the Top Rope. I want you to slam and promote what's come up next for you. You talked about August next month, so slam and promote what you got come up next, and promote away.
Okay, I wrote it down because I forget everything. Saturday, August 12th, Mid-States Wrestling in Springfield, Missouri. Saturday, August 19th, I'm at River City Championship Wrestling. I think it's Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Not totally sure on that one. The next day, Sunday, August 20th, I am somewhere up in Minneapolis. Sorry, that's all I really have for it. Friday, August 25th, Fort Dodge, Iowa, 3X Wrestling, Fort Frenzy. It is 17 miles from my hometown, so I'm hoping to get some hometown people. Maybe my mom might even come to that one. Saturday, August 26th, the next day, I am debuting at Below Zero Wrestling in Fergus Falls, Minnesota, which is basically Canada. That is going to be a really long drive. That is all for August, so that's a busy August. Just a couple in September, so I have availability September, October, and on. If anybody feels like booking me or just like, talking, if you're not a creeper, hit me up. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Facebook is the Anomaly, Kelsey Magnolia. Instagram, Kelsey Magnolia. Twitter, Kelsey Magnolia. Those are my socials.
I'm definitely gonna pop that up again, like she said. Like I said, you see her socials up there, so I got them up there for. Like I said, check her out. Like, you want to book her, definitely book her, because like I said, she is the one that's going to bring the success to your promotion. She's going to skate on in and bring it for you. So like I said, the one, the only Kelsey Magnolia. And Kelsey, I want to ask you before we roll out of here, from 1 to 10, would you ever come back on off the top rope again?
You know what? I'm going to turn this up to an 11. Of course I would. This is so much fun. So much fun.
Thank you very much. I want to say, first and foremost, like I said, you got that big Canada trip. Safe travels, be safe, and most important, I always say, is to stay healthy, be safe, keep beating people up. And next time you come on the show, I want to see some titles on your shoulders. Like I said, like within the year, like I said, all the accomplishments I know are coming your way. So Kelsey, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Ty. It's been a really fun time.
This is your boy Ty Asbury, Off the Top Rope Wednesday night. She's the one, the only in wrestling. Don't copy her. The Anomaly. Kelsey Magnolia was my guest. I'm your boy Ty Asbury. Check me out, of course, Off the Top Rope Ropes Media, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. We're out of here. Have a great night, everybody. Peace out.
Yeah. Tyrone Asbury. Yo. Yeah. I need y'all to listen to me right now as I take you on this journey. Podcast journey. Only the greats can